We'll pick up with Roman numeral 6, Roman numeral analysis. Roman numeral analysis should certainly be descriptive. By this, I mean you should show the quality of the chord you are analyzing. You should show the position of the chord you are analyzing. These are the minimum things that we must see in your Roman numeral analysis. Roman numeral analysis really captures a great deal of information and portrays it very economically. So for instance, in a 2-6 chord in the key of C minor, my 2-6 would be written with the lowercase Roman numeral 2, followed by an Arabic superscript 6. Wow, look at the things that tells me. That tells me that the scale degree of the chord is the second scale degree. 2-6, right? 2 tells me that the root of the chord is the second scale degree. Because the chord is written as a lowercase Roman numeral, I know that it's a minor triad. And then because of the 6, that indicates to me that the third is in the bass. Remember, please, that one thing and one thing alone determines the position of a chord, and that's the bass. Doesn't matter what's in the soprano, doesn't matter what's in the alto or the tenor, in the mezzo soprano, in the countertenor, one thing and one thing only. Which chord member is in the bass? Well, back to business here. Roman numeral analysis should be descriptive. You have to show the quality and the position of the chords that you are analyzing. But beyond this, Roman numeral analysis can be interpretive. You can show your judgment about the extent of a certain chord. You can begin to portray the relative weight of certain chords. And as we go through this class, I'm going to encourage you to come up with more and more interpretive readings of your Roman numeral analyses. One of the pieces of information that can be put in to your Roman numeral analysis is some mention of harmonic function. The three basic harmonic functions are tonic, predominant, and dominant. We can abbreviate these, as you see on your outline, T, P, D, and D. And often these functions are nested, meaning that we might begin with, say, tonic over here, then move to predominant, then dominant, then tonic. Well, this whole unit here can itself be then termed a prolongation of tonic. We begin with tonic, we end with tonic. Among the common diatonic prolongations, well, we see prolongations of our three harmonic functions, of tonic, of dominant, and of the predominant. Of these three, prolongations of the tonic are most common, and in some sense they are the most important. There are any number of ways that these prolongations of tonic can take place. Let me give you a couple of for instances. You can expand tonic from root position to first inversion. You could do it the other way around, expand tonic from a first inversion tonic to a root position tonic. I'll give you two more. You can decorate a root position tonic triad with a neighboring 5-6 chord. The other one, you can decorate a 1-6 chord with a neighboring 5-4-2. As I said, there are lots of ways of prolonging these chords. We'll learn about them more as we go through class. One thing to remind yourself of is the standard resolutions of dominant functioning chords. Let's just go through a few of these right now. Your root position dominant triad or root position dominant 7th chord resolves typically to root position tonic. Your first inversion dominant triad, your 5-6, your first inversion dominant 5-7 chord, your 5-6-5, these two chords, which have the leading tone in the bass, have a typical resolution to root position tonic. That leading tone in the bass calls for resolution to tonic. Your second inversion dominant triad, your second inversion dominant 7th chord, your 5-6-4, your 5-4-3, both have scale degree 2 in the bass. 5-6-4 and 5-4-3 have scale degree 2 in the bass. And because of this, these chords are very handy when moving from root position tonic to first inversion tonic, or the other way around. You can move from root position tonic to first inversion tonic, 1-1-6, courtesy of a passing 5-4-3 or a passing 5-6-4. Then, your third inversion dominant 7th chord, your 5-4-2, has a standard resolution. This is important. Has a standard resolution to 1-6, first inversion tonic. And the reason for that is that in the 5-4-2 chord, the chordal 7th is in the bass. And this may be the first time you'll hear me say this, but it won't be the last, I bet. The standard resolution of a chordal 7th is downward by step in the same voice. So those are our standard resolutions of dominant functioning chords. Just a word or two about your leading tone triads and leading tone 7th chords. I'll just mention a couple of these, the ones that are most important. Your root position leading tone fully diminished 7th chord. 7 fully diminished 7 has the leading tone in the bass, so its standard resolution is to root position tonic. The other one that I'd like to mention is your first inversion leading tone triad, your 7 diminished 6. It has scale degree 2 in the bass, and just like 5-6-4 and 5-4-3, 7 diminished 6, having scale degree 2 in the bass, can be used to move from root position tonic to first inversion tonic, or the other way around. Those are the important ones over here. Let me stop the video at this point, come back with one more installment about secondary chords.